Hey everybody, this is Eli G. Brown / Eli G. Brony, and welcome to another episode of the evolution of a Hero Factory hero. And in this episode, I am going to be looking over the evolution of Dunkan Bulk, one of the original 6 heroes that was released at the start, well not at the start, but at the start of the series. I was going to say start of the year, but that did not happen. It happened in the middle of the year, during the summertime. And this shows Bulk as he has appeared from 2010 to 2014. I did not, however, include the Vapor and Bulk version of Bulk because there really is no difference between it and the regular version of Bulk, other than that version having 2 weapon pieces and a jetpack and the tubing and such. So I am only going to be going over the regular version of Bulk in this video right here. Without further ado, let's take the other guys off. And I know that you're going to be asking me a question about a certain figure that you saw in this video, but when we get to that one, I will tell you likely your answer to the question that you have. Alright, so here we have Bulk. This is the first version of Bulk that we've had. Now, Bulk is unique in that instead of being brown like his supposed bionicle predecessors, he is instead in a silver color. But since the other heroes were red and blue and green and white and black, Bulk pretty much fills up the spot for the brown character, and that this time around, he is silver. Of course, yellow and orange have also been used in the place of brown, but we don't get a yellow or orange character until the following series. In that case, I will talk about them in in their own episodes. Now, Bulk is one of the heroes that, well, he had one single arm piece. This is not how it's supposed to look. Well, it's not how the set was intended to look. What the set was intended to be was that we would have this weapon, then have a bulk up piece, and attached to, well, the body. But that is not what I have done here. What I have done here is actually put in another actual arm that I got off of Bricklink, and attached it just like this, the way that Lego should have done it before. So, Bulk, is one of your arms a gun? Not anymore. Now, he has an actual arm underneath his gun. Isn't that better, Bulk? You're welcome. Now, Bulk is mostly silver, and he has an orange hero core as well as an orange Glatorian head. And he also has black pieces used for his arms and his legs, which is pretty nice. Alright, so now we are going to go on to a figure that was actually not released as a set. Nope. Bulk did not get released as a set in the 2.0 series. This figure right here is a custom figure. This is a mock, my own creation. Well, not exactly my own creation, but it is a mock. It is not an official set, but it does use official Lego parts that were available. Well, not quite. The headpiece on the helmet piece actually is not an official. It is spray painted. I did use that in a number of my mocks before. So now I am using it again for a custom Bulk 2.0. Now, Bulk in his 2.0 form, he only appeared in 2 episodes in this form. In one episode, that being Savage Planet, where he appeared in this form at the beginning of the episode, where he is playing Roboball with Furno and Stringer and Nex, and then much later he is upgraded into 3.0 form, but we'll get to that in a moment. Now, quite obviously, there isn't a 2.0 series version of Bulk released as a set, so it's quite obvious that the animators of the show just used the Bulk 3.0, and the same also goes for Stringer and Rocka, as a reference to what his 2.0 series form should look like. Oh, And Bulk was also shown at the start of the Brain Attack series episode, even though he was supposed to look like another version that we will show off in a bit. But I think that the reason why the animators used this version of Bulk in that instance instead was probably due to budget problems. Due to low budget. That's my theory there. And it's probably correct. Now, obviously in the episode, we did see that Bulk should have an exclusive printing on his armor, but unfortunately, we do not have that. And I really did not want to bother trying to make my own. Right there. And as for how the skull cap works, well, this is how it works. I use one of the flat lift arm pieces and use 2 pieces of a lollipop, which works really fine in these pinholes that LEGO has made. They can also fit into LEGO minifigure hands. And that is how it is attached without a visor in between. And I actually think that Bulk looks pretty cool with no visor in between, unlike the other heroes. And obviously Stringer also has that as well. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a weapon for this version of Bulk because we never have seen this version of Bulk with a weapon. Maybe I'll make one later, but for right now, this is all that we've got. Now we are going to go on to the next official set release of Bulk, and that would be none other than Bulk 3.0. Camera. Thank you. Now, Bulk 3.0, he is a hero for the Savage Planet series, and all of the heroes in that series use an animal base, and in Bulk's case, he is a wolf. Now, he does have a printed armor piece in this one, since this is an official set, and like with all of the other Savage Planet series of heroes, he has a translucent green armor piece with a wolf symbol on it, as well as the writing Bulk 3.0. His weapons this time around are these weapons that he uses on his arms. And I think these are supposed to be like sword pieces. They're in the same color as the Quasi Spikes in Savage Planet. And the wolf mask I really do like. Although it probably doesn't make any sense that he isn't as bulky as he was before, you know, using the thinner main body style. But all of that would be fixed in the next version that we get. That version would be Breakout. So here is Bulk in his Breakout style. I'll move the camera up so you can see him a little bit better. And of course, this is the tallest version of Bulk that we have ever gotten. Now, in the Breakout series, all of the heroes that appeared in the first series got their original heads back, and so Bulk has his original headpiece. And they also all used, well, mostly used these ball launcher pieces. I think that the ball cup piece was used instead of an actual hand, which I have used here. And in fact, the arm here actually isn't supposed to be as long as it appears. This is a modification that I've made because I didn't think that the arm was long enough, so I made it much longer to actually work, in my opinion. So that is a little modification that I've made there. But other than that, everything here is how it should be. Although I think the ball piece is actually in the wrong shade of green. Oh well. Now, like with all the heroes, Bulk has a set of handcuffs, which he uses to go after the villain Core Hunter. Although I did read the Doom box, and Bulk never actually catches Core Hunter. Yeah, I know, spoiler alert. But if you want to know what happened to Core Hunter, go read the Doom box. It's a pretty good book, and it certainly had an interesting story. Like, who knows, maybe at some point I'll actually do a stop-motion movie based upon the Doom box. Or maybe somebody has already made one and I just haven't seen them yet. Though if they haven't, I may look into doing that myself. Now, Bulk, being a silver hero, doesn't get a lot of silver on him. I mean, this version of Bulk is fine. I certainly do like all the gunmetal that is used, as well as the gunmetal main body piece, which uses this interesting golden texture that is used right there. And he also has this weapon that folds from that comes from his back. Uses the same shield piece that was used for the 2.0 series of heroes. And it is quite a fancy looking weapon. And of course he is bulky, just like he should be. So thank you very much for doing that, LEGO. Now we are going to go on to Brain Attack Bulk. And man, is this... well... he's kind of thin. He is very thin. What is up with that? He does get a shield here, which can be used to put onto his back. I'll see if I can do that real quickly. Okay, I think I got it. Yep, that is how it goes. I think I showed this off when I reviewed the set like a couple years ago. But I'm recapping this one now. Just recapping to show how much Bulk has changed over the years. Now Bulk this time around has gotten orange hands, which I guess is fitting considering that that is his secondary color. And he also has, like with all the heroes, the core claw clamps, which protects his hero core. As well as this drill right here, which is very nice. The drill piece was actually used previously. It was used for Drill Dozer, and it would be used again for Bulk's vehicle in Invasion from Below, the Bulk Drill Machine. Now, Bulk does not have any printing on his visor. In fact, this is what it looks like, what his helmet looks like when you don't have the visor down. Certainly an interesting looking face design. Doesn't really look much like his original design, but it looks pretty cool anyway. Now we are going on to the final version of Bulk. That is minifigure Bulk. Now the minifigures are pretty much mostly the same. The minifigure of Bulk, while having an orange minifig head in this video, it's actually supposed to be lime green. I switched it out because I thought that it looked better with it being orange. And Bulk's weapon would vary depending on what set you got him in. He appears in the sets of Bulk versus Crystal Beast and the Bulk Drill Machine. So that's Bulk right there. Although his head design, his helmet, while the majority of the heroes try to make the helmet pieces look a lot like the original design, doesn't really look a lot like the original design. I mean, I know that they're trying, but it doesn't really look like they succeed in doing that. I'm just saying right there. Alright, so now we are doing the lineup between the shortest to the tallest. Okay, so Bulk in the original version is the second tallest. And then we have Bulk 2.0, Bulk 3.0, Brain Attack Bulk, and Breakout Bulk. This is the tallest to the shortest for Bulk in his life cycle from 2010 to 2014. Of course, I didn't line them up from earliest to latest release. In fact, the only things off about earliest to latest would be the fact that this minifigure should be right here, and these two guys should switch places. But that would only be if I was lining them up from earliest to latest, but I did not line them up from earliest to latest. I lined them up from shortest to the tallest. So this is how the lineup goes for Bulk. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time.